Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grocery Outlet Path to Store Ownership webinar. We are so thankful for you joining us here today. Just a disclaimer, this is a live webinar, so we will do our best to navigate through any technical difficulties that should arise, but hopefully, fingers crossed, none do. My name is Shayla Wolf, and I am one of the regional recruiting managers here with Grocery Outlet. I manage the recruiting team for the East Coast. My career started in retail management before I made the change to talent acquisition in HR, where I've supported multiple industries ever since. Early on in my career, I was given the opportunity to grow my professional career through mentorship and given the opportunity to pay it forward through acts of service for my community. These foundations are what attracted me to join Grocery Outlet, and I am lucky enough to be joined here today by my regional counterpart, Mike Murray.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Murray, and I'm the Regional Recruiting Manager with Grocery Outlet for the West Coast team. I've spent my career in the customer service retail industry, over 20 years experience in retail grocery with experience in all areas of the grocery environment. I have managed small box stores and have also managed large box formats with upward of 300 employees. I also was previously an independent operator for Grocery Outlet.
Our recruiting department focuses on the regional recruitment of aspiring operators in training to become independent operators. A quick disclaimer for those on this call here today, our team does not handle corporate roles or traditional employment in store. On today's call, we will be reviewing who Grocery Outlet is and what makes us special, our unique business model, independent operators sharing their journey with Grocery Outlet, as well as providing insight into the next steps to becoming an operator with Grocery Outlet, as well as the ongoing support and partnership that we provide. We are one of the largest opportunistic buyers of grocery items in the country. Since 1973, Grocery Outlet has partnered with retail leaders to operate their expanding locations. Our operators have considerable local decision-making autonomy over all store operations. We offer independence. Unlike traditional grocery chains, you're never reduced to a compliance manager for a faceless corporation. We empower our operators to make the best decisions for their store. We also offer family. Our operators are business entities owned by teams of spouses, siblings, and friends, raising their families and running their business together. We offer the chance to give back on a greater scale. Operating a grocery outlet can allow you to support the customers in the community that support you. Our operators provide the local community with jobs, food donations, fundraising, and much more. Our annual Independence from Hunger Drive alone supports over 400 local agencies. The Q&A box is now live, and we encourage you to ask questions as we progress through the webinar. At the very end of our presentation today, we will be reviewing frequently asked questions in addition to sharing contact information for those interested in next steps. To start us on our journey today, we're going to get a little bit more background about the Grocery Outlet background.
Grocery Outlet's history, third generation, an operator model, family run, started by Jim Reed in 1946. I think people have seen Grocery Outlet mature and grow up over the years. They've seen us add this ton of different products and categories at the same time as we hold the values.
We're a high growth, extreme value retailer of quality name brand consumables and fresh products. We are 100% focused on delivering the best deals and the most amount of savings to our bargain-minded customers. We've opened a lot of stores in the past 10 to 15 years. We've had great growth. We're extremely proud of what we've been able to achieve, continuing to infill our existing markets and expanding into new markets as well. We have strong, long-standing supplier relationships. They work through excess inventory. We help them with canceled orders. We help them with manufacturing overruns. We help them with some items that may be near sell-by date to give them cost recovery. We have a very experienced and tenured buying team, so we're extremely fortunate to be working and partnering closely with the companies that we do partner with.
So we don't just have fans, we have super fans and we have brand evangelists. They shop here because it's fun. They don't know what they're gonna find. They find that unexpected deal and they're just so wowed. Either it's the price or it's the fact that we have an item. So tell me, why do you shop Grocery Outlet?
Why doesn't everybody shop Grocery Outlet? It's probably price point number one. Better bargains are not to be found, and I'm a pro. Every time I discover new things, can I show you one thing that
Of course.
discovered? I get a little overly excited, I have to tell you, but I didn't even know this product existed. It's coconut chips with sriracha, so I opened one up and ate it, and it's amazing.
Our brand promise is to wow our customers every single day. We know we do that because of the strong affinity our customers have for us and the strong loyalty our customers have, and we will continue to do that as we look to grow into the future.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Hopefully that gave you just a bit more insight into who we are at Grocery Outlet. One of my favorite parts of that video is seeing the support and loyalty of all of our customers. As mentioned, we go all the way back to 1946 when our founder, Jim Reed, opened up our very first grocery store. Jim had a vision of giving back to the communities, and one thing you will find unique about Grocery Outlet is how emphatically we love our brands. We have great partnerships with our suppliers that allow us to provide that treasure hunt find for our customers. And if you look at the timeline here, you can see that in 1973, we signed our very first independent operator agreement. And if you go to our home office in California and look at the historic memorabilia across the walls, you'll come to realize it does not look much different than our agreements today. That's just how much we believe in this model. Over the next several decades, Grocery Outlet continued to grow their footprint. In 2011, we acquired the Amelia stores, officially landing Grocery Outlet here on the East Coast. Since that acquisition, we have continued to expand our footprint on the East Coast market. Jumping to 2019, we went from being a privately held company to now being public. And in 2023, we reached a huge milestone with $4 billion in sales. Shortly after that, we acquired United Grocery Outlet, which will allow us to continue our expansion in the Mid-Atlantic in addition to our growth in our existing markets. Which brings us to our current store count today, which is represented on this slide. We currently have stores in each of these states colored in red in this visual, with future goals to grow in those neighboring areas as well. With increased store count and brand awareness, our sales have continued to grow, as you can see represented here. Since 2010, we have continued to show consistent growth. And this brings us to the most important question of all: why do we do it? At Grocery Outlet, our mission is to touch lives for the better, and this is achieved by grounding ourselves in our core values: entrepreneurship, achievement, diversity, fun, integrity, family, and service. We make it our priority to make an impact in our communities, our people, and our planet. As a recruiting department, we have a responsibility to find and bring in the right folks to become independent operators. We seek individuals who are going to get involved in their communities and give back. As an independent operator, you get to decide how you give back to the community. We also look for candidates who have the entrepreneurial spirit, those who are hungry to immerse themselves in business and fueled by the satisfaction of achievement. Diversity is also a driving force of our core. Everyone needs to have a seat at the table, and everyone needs to have a place in our stores. We seek leaders who know how to have fun and create that environment backed by a high sense of integrity. We encourage you to spend time with your family, and we recognize that sometimes that takes place at work. Our leaders understand the importance of service, and that is represented across all of our stores. So how do we make the magic happen? One aspect is our buying model. We have a large tenured purchasing team who work with suppliers like Kellogg's, Kraft, and Campbell's to find great deals on products. These opportunistic deals could be overruns, discontinued items, new product launches, canceled orders, any number of scenarios. We are then able to pass along those savings to the customer in our everyday low prices. These deals lend to a 40% plus savings in comparison to conventional grocers. We also carry your everyday staple assortment, such as bread, milk, and fresh produce, which are made to order by store and with prices that meet or beat the lowest market retail. Our customers love a treasure hunt. They want to find the best deal on their favorite brands while shopping at their locally owned store. And this leads to our secret sauce, our independent operator model. All of our stores are independently owned and operated in a 50-50 partnership with Grocery Outlet. Our product works on consignment, and we split the margin profit of those goods. With this model, our operators have the autonomy to run the business as they see fit for themselves, their team, and their community. You will be your own boss and the subject matter expert of your store. As an operator, you'll have the freedom to create your own operational processes to manage your inventory. SOPs, safety and compliance plans, margin management, all of that falls under your purview to deliver a full, fresh, and friendly shopping experience for your customer. You're also entirely responsible for your team. You'll hire, develop, and train all of your own employees. You create your employee best practices and engagement strategies. Your employees will work for you and not Grocery Outlet, and you have the autonomy to manage this important aspect of the business as you see fit. You'll also create your own local marketing strategies to help build and grow your sales. You'll know your store best. You'll establish relationships with community partners that are meaningful to you and your team. As an operator, you'll also manage your profit and loss and cash flow to ensure that expenses are controlled, leading to financial independence. There's absolutely no cap on what you can earn as an independent operator. And while our team is passionate about the independent operator experience, the true experts are the independent operators themselves. Here's some firsthand feedback from some of Grocery Outlet's independent operators.
You know, growing up, I always wanted to own my own business. I always had the entrepreneurial spirit. Outside of college, I jumped into the grocery business, and I was kind of hit with a crossroads to either kind of go the route of store management or kind of jump into the store ownership side.
When a recruiter called me, we checked it out online and we looked into everything. And
it was one of those things, is it for real? Once it came about and yes, it was in fact for real, I said, why not give it a shot?
It's made our family closer. It's changed our lives. It's freedom.
The freedom is just absolutely the biggest thing. And I'm having fun again. Having fun because we're now really a true entrepreneur instead of just being told we're one.
And I think that really just blew us away by that we can earn a living and support a family and make an impact in our community.
Our kids can come to work. We're able to make all their games, all their practices for sports. We really get to work for ourselves.
One of the best things of being part of Grocery Outlet is that your hard work is going to be rewarded.
It's like no other family than we've ever seen from a retail corporate standpoint. Is that we know that I'm just getting chills talking about it. That it's a great family that we know we could get help from anybody.
Kia asked a great question on that as she reflected on her journey. Is this for real? And yes, it's absolutely for real. And it also leads to another great question. How do operators make their money?
So there are a few areas to review in discussing how independent operators make their money. First off is our daily advance. As mentioned earlier, independent operators split the margin profit with Grocery Outlet 50-50. This is managed during the quarterly inventory process on a daily basis. We want to ensure that independent operators have the adequate funds to manage the day-to-day expenses. This is what we call the daily advance, the daily draw, or the fixed daily commission. Each day, Grocery Outlet will leave you 14% of your business's sales that day for you to manage your daily expenses. This will cover things like your payroll, paying yourselves, paying your bills. Then each quarter, we take inventory to true up your margin at the time of that inventory. We then take a look to see if you are above a 28% threshold, which we have split 50-50 each day. If you are then eligible for a commission check for that margin difference for that quarter's worth of sales. In addition, we do have a pass or fail inventory based on a 0.5% threshold for unlocated product. This does not take into account known theft or known throwaways, which is calculated into the margin loss.
And that leads us to another great question. What are the ways that Grocery Outlet supports our independent operators? One of the key ways that we do that is through our TCAP program. We recognize that every business is unique, and we look to partner with stores that are struggling to help grow the business. TCAP stands for Temporary Commission Adjustment Program, and it's a voluntary program designed to provide temporary financial and operational support to operators while they work on improving the overall performance of their store, both financially and operationally. During this time, they will open up their books to Grocery Outlet to help partner on growth strategy. Another way that we provide support is through the relationship with your Director of Sales and Merchandising. All stores have a director of sales and merchandising who work closely with our independent operators to help achieve success. And additionally, and debatably most importantly, as an independent operator, you also get to work closely with several business partners across the Grocery Outlet corporate side. You'll also work with your fellow operators in the operator community. You're absolutely not in this alone. And we understand that this is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. We're not offering traditional employment or even a franchise opportunity. Ours is one to become a business owner with the support of a beloved brand. We are an opportunity where the majority of the investment is the operator's sweat equity to grow the business. While we do require injection capital, our goal is to partner with entrepreneurial leaders and make it obtainable for them to become a business owner. We are not an opportunity that provides the ability to manage multiple locations from afar. If your goal is to run a portfolio of businesses without being involved in the day-to-day of the operations, this is most likely not the opportunity for you. We are an opportunity that empowers our leaders to give back to their staff and their communities. This goes back to our mission statement we spoke about not long ago. You're the subject matter experts of your community, and you know how best to run your business. We're not an opportunity that will require continuous franchise fees with minimal support. While you're an independent operator with Grocery Outlet, you get to work closely with all of our support teams. It's an opportunity that offers high support and partners with you at every step of your journey. We're not an opportunity to sell property or real estate to Grocery Outlet. We are also not an opportunity to build a store in a specific location at your request. And hopefully at this point, you are just as excited about the prospect of ownership as we are. Let's take a sneak peek at what a typical day in the life of an independent operator can look like.
Hey, Gentry and Dawes on Cool 102 for this new store we've been talking about, the Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
The typical routine in our house is sort of chaotic. Ernesto makes breakfast for us all.
I love food. I'm a cook. That's what I was trained to do.
I have to have my coffee first thing in the morning, and then we get our son ready, walk him to the bus, and then we head over there. To be honest, balancing work and home is hard for me because I really am passionate about home and work equally. So I have to really think about it every day. What do I need to do? It is a battle, but I have older girls that definitely help me out.
So before anyone comes in, I'm there really early in the morning, and I think about what I need to do that day, and I think about what the team needs to do, what we can fix in the store. I get with Dana and Ernesto, and we kind of make the game plan the day before.
The way we build our team is that we don't have any of our team members do anything that we won't do.
I love merchandising. I love the creativity of like putting an end cap together. It's fun.
I deal more with customers, with the vendors, with the people, with the community. That's what I do. I make people happy and make them want to come back.
This job is intense. You're in it. You're passionate about it. Your family's with you. That's the biggest part for me, is to be able to be with my family, and all of them work with me. Even our small one wants to work. He tries to work, but he's not great at it yet. But it is an amazing job, and you feel good getting up in the morning and going in.
Grocery Outlet, it gives you more flexibility. Like Dana said, we could go pick up our kids. We could go to school events, and then go back to work. We could do a whole bunch of more stuff with our kids. And the beauty of it is that your kids see you doing all that, and now they want to do it. You know, you're showing them how to be entrepreneurs in an early age.
The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. It's so amazing to talk to customers, and the way your employees talk to you, the interactions you have day to day, it's very rewarding.
At this point, you're probably wondering, do I meet the eligibility requirements and what are they? We look for a minimum of 4 years of retail store management experience or some transferable skills. The other areas that we look at are financial health. We look for $10,000 minimum for the initial investment and a credit score of 640. To successfully start in our program, you will want to have a larger working cash capital to support the opening of your business. When considering financial health, it's also important to factor in cost for relocation and an additional cushion we like to call life happens. We also factor in partnership. Will you be doing this with your significant other, a family member, a friend, or will you be embarking on this journey alone? We also evaluate relocation agility when assessing candidacy. Our independent operator model is unique as well as each candidate. If you are unsure about your eligibility, we absolutely still want to hear from you, and our process is tailored to the individual.
So let's talk a little bit more about what the process looks like if this does seem like the right opportunity for you. The very first step is to get connected with our recruiting team, who will be your guide through the entire first step, which we like to call the evaluation phase. During the first call with your recruiter, you will dive deeper into the model and outline the opportunity in detail. We'll review your experience at this time and your work history to identify those transferable skills for being a successful operator. During this first call, we'll also review your financial eligibility. Like Mike said, we'll dive into your credit history and your injection capital. That's the money you're planning to invest into this business opportunity. We'll also review your mobility, relocation parameters, and your partnership approach. Once these are validated, we will then create a timeline to complete key milestones in the evaluation period. These include a series of assessment, operator visits, and interviews, guided by your recruiter each step of the way. This is one of the most important steps of your journey as you really get to vet the operator experience firsthand and through meeting with operators. If it's then determined that it's the right fit for us and the right fit for you and your family, you will then begin our paid AOT training program. The majority of training takes place in store with a training store operator. In addition, you'll also work with your assigned learning coach, you'll attend virtual classes, and you'll work through planned experiences. The minimum training journey takes 6 months, but much like our recruiting process, this length can look different to tailor to the needs of the AOT. Our goal is for you to become successful, and that's where the paid training journey comes in hand. Once you complete your training, you are then eligible to apply for any of the stores posted in your geographic preference.
At this point, you probably have some questions. We will be reviewing our most frequently asked questions at this time. If you still have questions after, please continue to leave them in the Q&A box, and we will follow up personally after the webinar. So Shayla, our first frequently asked question, what are the relocation requirements?
All candidates must be able to relocate to be considered for the AOT program. Depending on where you currently live will determine how large of a relocation area you will need. Some candidates will also need to temporarily relocate for their training experience based on training store operator availability in their geographic area.
The next frequently asked question, what if I don't want a partner?
We welcome single operators who have extensive retail leadership and grocery experience. We would love to talk through anyone's experience and determine if they could be a good fit for the AOT program.
All right, another frequently asked question. We would love to open a grocery outlet in our local area. How does Grocery Outlet pick new locations?
Our real estate team's primary role is to find available real estate in the markets that we're looking to expand the brand. Our candidates are not required to find their own real estate sites. That real estate team selects future store sites based on demographics and demand.
All right, the next frequently asked question. Is there documentation on brand standards and best practices?
Our independent operators receive a best business practices manual that is part of the legal relationship between the independent operator and grocery outlet. It does provide details on those brand standards, and it's governed under the operating agreement. During the training program, you'll receive training on how to maintain brand standards and the best practices. You'll also continue to collaborate with Grocery Outlet as the business evolves.
All right, Shayla, another frequently asked question. In the independent operator contract, is there a requirement for how many years you operate the store?
Traditionally, before an independent operator is eligible to move locations, they would spend a minimum of 2 years in their current store, building sales and the brand recognition in that community.
Great. Next frequently asked question, what are the loan repayment requirements?
To become a Grocery Outlet independent operator, a loan from Grocery Outlet can finance a large portion of the initial investment, which typically ranges from $150,000 to $250,000, depending on whether you're selected for a new store or an existing location. As mentioned earlier, you'll also need that liquid capital of at least $10,000 towards that store's total investment. The loans are payable on demand, meaning that Grocery Outlet can request payment at any time. However, Grocery Outlet is flexible with repayments if regular payments are being made. Our goal is to make it achievable for professionals to become business owners. The initial repayment terms are as follows. Minimum payments start as low as $500 per month at the beginning of the business. Payments are adjusted as the operator increases sales and controls expenses. Operators are also encouraged to increase their principal payments over time, leading to financial independence sooner.
Okay, another frequently asked question. What level of autonomy do independent operators have in their store?
Independent operators have local decision-making autonomy over all store operations. This includes hiring, merchandising, and marketing. You'll be entirely responsible for your staff and decision-making for partnerships in your community. You'll operate your store with a degree of flexibility under Grocery Outlet's guidelines.
Okay. Our last frequently asked question. What is Grocery Outlet's financial responsibility versus the independent operator?
Grocery Outlet operationally covers the sourcing of the products, and they'll set the initial pricing of those products. Financially, we own the inventory and consign the product to the independent operators. We're also responsible for the recruiting and training of independent operators. We handle the real estate, the cost of renovations and build. We'll also take care of the distribution and logistics. We also support with regional and national marketing efforts to support the store's success. This can be things like radio ads, print ads, and television advertising. We cover the rent or the loan of the building, CapEx projects, and the cost of corporate SG&A. Financially, as an independent operator, you are responsible for the wages of your employees and for yourself. You'll cover your local marketing efforts and store operating expenses. This can be things like utilities, licensing, insurance, credit card fees, labor controls, and margin management. You're also responsible for your operating working capital, not just that initial injection, but your cash flow to help cover any unforeseen or unexpected expenses. You are responsible for purchasing your operating assets. This can be things like forklifts, scanners, shopping carts, U-boats, etc. All of these are part of the loan that Grocery Outlet will provide and manage for you as you open and progress in your store. If you still have questions at this time, completely normal, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Our recruiting team will be following up personally with each of you after today's call.
Okay, so here are the regional recruiters for your area. On our West Coast team, we have Angie Navidad covering Southern California, Tara Senior covering Northern California, Nevada, and Idaho, and Heather Ervas covering the Pacific Northwest.
And here on our East team, we have Josh Fayola covering Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, and Delaware. We have Melissa Oliveris, who's covering Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And last but not least, we have Ashley Scott covering Maryland and Virginia. If you don't see your area at this time, or you are unsure of who to work with, any member of our team will be able to help guide you in the right direction. You will be receiving a recording of this webinar, an information packet, and a link to schedule directly with your recruiter for your next call. And as mentioned earlier, independent operators have complete autonomy of their store's local marketing. To close us out today, here's some drone tour footage of our Pocatello, Idaho store recently posted on their TikTok page. Mike and I both want to thank everyone for their time today, and we are so excited to continue the conversation with you.